a dangerous shark at all. They're lovely animals, and it's great to see one here. Hello, mate. How you going? Lovely guys, these nurse sharks.
This is a lot of sharks. There may be 60 or 80 circling and feeding. Just how safe are we? Well, check this out. Part of the chum has broken away from the chumsicle and is being carried around by the feeding sharks. It's a bit like a football game. And even when my cameraman Mike ends up in the middle of the ruck, he's still not bitten. Eric's right. There's definitely no such thing as a feeding frenzy. It may look like chaos, but the sharks are only biting the food.
Keep the camera going, Mike. Keep that camera going.
And there's another lesson to be learned in this. If you run with a ball, so to speak, everyone else on the field's going to assume that you've got the ball and give chase. If you see a shark and turn and run, the shark will either sense your fear and give chase, or maybe he'll think that you've got food and give chase.
Both Eric and I agree. Never run from a shark. Back away in a slow and controlled manner, but always keep your eyes on the animal.
Once Eric's taught his students how to read the shark's body language, he then teaches them how to approach a shark without threatening it. And it is in this area that Eric has made some incredible breakthroughs.
And those breakthroughs get Eric closer to sharks than most, and safely. His theories certainly agree with what I've seen in over 20 years of diving with sharks. So I'm really keen to hop in with him and see exactly how it works with some big bull sharks.
What did I?
Now it's time for lesson 2. And this time, I'm going to be the bait.
That was so much fun. Oh, man.
Bull sharks are blamed for a lot of attacks around the world. Finding out why they attack is Eric's specialty, and it involves replicating the original situation and then trying to find out what caused it. This sort of research is not for the faint-hearted. You know, this is where it gets really interesting. That's a huge bull shark out there along with a couple of smaller ones. And Eric here is going to demonstrate to me some of his theories on mistaken identity. And how he's going to do that is we need some fish, some blood, and me. There are lots of people who believe that most shark attacks are a case of mistaken identity. Eric doesn't. He thinks that sharks are far too intelligent to make silly mistakes like that. And he's going to get me to help prove it. We're going to wade out to our waists and place fish heads and scraps as well as blood in the water around our legs. Eric says that the sharks will be able to tell the difference between our legs and feet and the food. It's a test for the sharks, and it's also a test of our nerve. He's also keen to reinforce what we've learned before. Staying calm has a lot to do with being safe. So tell me, why have you got a heart rate monitor on me? And I notice you've got one as well.
Yeah, you see, heart rates are a good indicator if you get nervous, if you're relaxed. You know, and it's much easier to work with these big sharks, you know, to see where your heart is or your stage of nervousness.
Because anything's going to raise someone's heart rate like a 9-foot bull shark, mate, in knee-deep water.
Look at this guy, I mean, yeah,
While we're waiting for the sharks to overcome their shyness, I can't help trying a hand feed. Again, please don't attempt to do this. It's extremely dangerous, but it helps to illustrate the point that Eric's trying to make. Bull sharks this size are historically associated with over 80 attacks on humans, 17 proving fatal. But with the most delicate of table manners, they take the food right out of my hand. But the real test is still to come. I got my hand out of the way. But what if Eric and I don't move, as the sharks try to take food from around our feet? And the question I've got to ask you, Eric, is how can we do this?
Well, you know, you don't have to be afraid of these animals. They're not dangerous as long as you follow certain rules.
Certain rules.
Yeah.
You got to play the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what we can see here, you know. We're here, the sharks are there, you know, they're very hesitant, so our job now is to stay calm, quiet, you know,
Yeah.
and don't give him any ideas that we may be a potential threat.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that thing.
83.
67.
3 bull sharks in there.
That was superb.
whoop, whoop.
Superb. Oh my God. Wasn't that great?
How's your heart rate now?
74.
I got knocked over.